Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, and you are watching the CD Junkie. On this very episode of the CD Junkie, I'm going to be talking about a band from Glasgow, Scotland, by the name of the Supernaturals. Now, some of you who were into the Britpop movement might recognize that name, but there were more than that. I mean, this is a band that should appeal to the Britpoppers, should appeal to power poppers. Look, the power pop kids should love the Supernaturals. And if you love just great Britpop and power pop, then the Supernaturals is a band you should pay attention to. The thing I loved about the Supernaturals, and I still love about them, was the fact that they took pop and they didn't skewer it like 10cc would. 10cc were very eccentric and would really take lots of twists and turns. But the Supernaturals, fronted by James McCall, who basically wrote most of the songs, or at least wrote and co-wrote, they presented the music in the nicest, most upfront, melodic way possible. But they threw a lot of personality into that music and a lot of little twists and turns, little oddities. And that's why I call them eclectic. Not quite eccentric. They're not goofy like me, but they are eclectic and they have just these cool little things going on in their songs that will keep you interested and always keep you coming back for more. Sometimes you don't even notice them at first until maybe the second or third listen, when you've got, a good grasp on the hook and melody and what they're trying to say and what they're trying to convey. Then all of a sudden you're going to go, ooh, that's kind of weird. Now, most of the time they do concentrate on guitar-led music, but there have been excursions into electronica, which to me, if a band is writing great songs, and, I try not to compare their new work with the past work. I just try to focus on how good the songs are. And a few of the albums, they do take them into slightly different territory, but I think that's absolutely fascinating. So let's start talking about the band. As I said, they are from Glasgow, Scotland. They first made their appearance in the early 90s. Now, James McCall was the singer and guitar player. Derek McManus was the lead guitar player. Mark Guthrie was the bass player. Gavin Crawford on drums. And at the very beginning, they had Sean Guthrie on keyboards, but then Ken McAlpine came in a little bit later. The career started all the way back in 93 with a cassette-only release called Big 7, which contained 7 songs. They put it on CD and added a bonus track. So it's called Big 7, but it has 8 tracks. It's rough, but it's wonderful. You already hear the great hooks. You hear their sort of slightly eclectic approach to music, and it's always fun. Makes it very, very interesting. So when each release comes out, you kind of not 100% sure which direction it's going to go. And I always find that fascinating. Now, their next release was 94, and it was called Dark Star, and that was a cassette-only mini album. And it's only cassette right now. So there are plans in the future to release it on CD. Now, I'm going to put a link to their Bandcamp page in the description box below, because a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about you can get directly through them. So Dark Star, still not at this moment on CD. You can download it from their site. You obviously have to pay for it, but I'm anxiously awaiting that to come out on CD. The next release they put out was also 1994, and it was also cassette only. It was called Sitting in the Sun, and they've released that and added something bonus to that, I believe. I don't have it handy with me, but you probably just saw me showing it there just a moment ago. And that's another collection of this great indie pop that I love so much. How would I compare them? I mean, compare them to, let's say, if you were into the group The Feeling, who came, I think, a little bit later, but then maybe a little bit of Supergrass, maybe a little bit of Squeeze, and then, of course, going back to their Scottish roots, a lot of the great Scottish bands like Teenage Fan Club and things like that. Now, not quite BMX Bandits, who were one of my absolute favorites. Not quite Bluebells, another one of my favorites, or Friends Again, or anything like that. But there's so much great music out of Scotland. But just great pop, just great guitar pop, and quirky. Quirky is a word. I keep saying eclectic. Quirky is another word. It starts with the letter Q. Look it up in the dictionary, like I should have before I made this video. The next release was 1995 Let It Bleat EP, and that has now been reissued, and that has bonus tracks as well, or at least a bonus track. But still, it's just wonderful. And it has the song I Don't Think So, the song that's just made me just a lifetime fan. Now, with all these releases, they caught the attention of, I believe it was the EMI, who signed them, and this was the height of Britpop. So out comes the album, It Doesn't Matter Anymore. It's a great album cover with a chimpanzee on the cover. And this was Britpop, full of great hooks. Smile was a hit. I mean, they had some hits off of this album, and it brought them to the attention of more people. I was surprised. Now, maybe the previous releases not being released in the U.S., I understand, because they were all independent. But the fact that this album was not released here in the U.S. surprised the heck out of me, because you got a lot of Britpop bands being released here, and the Supernaturals were not one of them. Surprised me, because they're very hooky, very catchy, and very fun and spirited, and just full of great tunes. 1998, they put out an album called A Tune a Day. Now, when the album came out, it had this cover that I'm showing you now, but when I realized that I could not find it in my collection and I had to reorder a copy, it came with this cover, which I don't know why they switched covers. Maybe one's UK, one's German, I don't know. But either way, it's still got the same great music. And this is more, this is maybe even more varied than It Doesn't Matter Anymore. Lots of great songs on it. Maybe not as commercially direct and hooky as It Doesn't Matter Anymore, but to me, that just shows the personality. It shows that this band's saying, hey, we're going to do it our way, and that's what they did, and it's still a wonderful, wonderful album. Now, I thought, believe it or not, that was it for a while, because they just kind of disappeared, at least to us, here in the U.S. Took another 4 years before What We Did Last Summer came out, and that came out in 2002. And this is the first album where they really added a lot of electronics to their sound, but still the great hooky, 3-minute guitar pop songs, but they just have a little less guitar, a little more keyboards. But you know what? James McCall knocking out these great songs. Wonderful collection of songs, sonically different. Some people may go, ew, but I'd say forget about that, because listen to the music, listen to the songs, and the vocal arrangements. See, these guys got great harmonies. They're obviously influenced by groups like the Beach Boys and great 60s artists. Sure, everything else was guitar-oriented, and this is a little diversion from that, but that stuff doesn't bother me at all. As long as the songs are good, that's all that matters. Now, unfortunately, the band sort of folded after that, or they went on extended hiatus. James McCall went and formed a band called the Hussies, and they put out, I think, 4 or 5 albums, 5 albums maybe. I was today years old when I found out that the Hussies even existed. I mean, not literally today. I think it was yesterday. But swear, this guy is an incredible songwriter, and I just didn't look it up on the net. And so now, somewhere down the line, I'm going to be making a video talking about the Hussies. But that's James McCall's other project. Now, he was able to get the members of Supernaturals back together, I think maybe 2012, whatever. They started playing live gigs. 2015, they put out an album called 360. How do I put this? I believe that everything they did from here on out is some of the best stuff they've ever done. I think that with It Doesn't Matter Anymore and A Tune a Day, they were playing the major label game. But by the time they took back the reins for like 360, they were doing things their way. It's not as bombastic, not as loud and in your face and crazy Britpoppy, but the songs, this is where I think the people who are into the more sophisticated power pop, the more sophisticated guitar pop, and there's piano, keyboards and stuff, just the songs are fantastic. They sound completely 100% rejuvenated. To me, the songwriting is fantastic. The playing, everything, it's multi-layered and it sounds wonderful. So definitely check out, this later stuff. Don't just blow it off and say, well, they lost their Britpop roots. They didn't lose their Britpop roots. They're not even Britpop. They're Scottish. Scot pop. Come on, man. Anyway, 2019 out comes an album called Bird of Luck. Now, I think it was around this time. I should have looked at my notes, but I don't make notes. But Derek McManus left the band, and he was replaced by a guitar player who played in the Hussies for a couple albums, a gentleman by the name of Joe Greatorex. And I think that's how you pronounce his name. If not, well, I just mispronounced it. I don't have notes on Bird of Luck, but it's a fantastic release. More great songs, showing another side that wasn't, every album's a little bit different, but they're still great, great pop. Their next album, some people might have an issue with it. It's from 2023, and it's called It Only Gets Worse. I think it's brilliant because it's multi-layered, but it is more electronic. It's not dancey electronic like what we did last summer. It is more, gosh, I don't want to compare them to the Beach Boys, but I think that the Beach Boys' Love You album is really a really wonderful album. It's a very different album. If you've heard it, here's the Beach Boys going synth pop, but not going synth pop. They're trying to go synth pop, but it's the Beach Boys. It's Brian Wilson, and it's got electronics on it. To me, It Only Gets Worse is kind of like that. It's so absolutely wonderfully odd and eclectic and keyboard dominated that it's one of my favorites. But it's not because it's keyboard, because I love guitar pop. It's because the songs are so great, so layered, and just I can't say enough good things about it. Now, if you buy the stuff on Bandcamp, like I said, there's a link in the description box there. If you buy them direct from the band, you will get, when you buy Bandcamp, you get like the free digital version, and you get bonus tracks. So you're going to hear like some slightly different mixes or instrumental mixes and stuff, and they are unique and wonderful on their own. And it's just a great collection of songs by this great band. 2025, that's the year that we are sitting in right now, at least me right now. I don't know when you're watching this video, but Show Tunes just came out. It's a wonderful, wonderful album. Now, the CD, or actually CD and vinyl, are released on the Last Night From Glasgow label, which is just an incredible label. They've released so much great music recently, and it's so great to see this band on that label. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful album. Guitar pop, powerful. Another thing about this band, the layers are powerful. You got some soft songs, you got some medium tempo songs, you got those in-your-face songs, you got the big, powerful, anthemic songs. Supernatural is one of the greatest bands. If you are a Britpop fan, if you are a power pop fan, you need to check them out. I cannot believe none of this was released in the U.S. And it's just incredible, and you need to hear it, you need to experience, and I have made that easy for you because I have put together a medley featuring snippets of 2 songs from each of the albums that I just talked about, and I would love for you to sit back, relax, give it a listen, and then I will see you on the other side.
Pieces fall in place and they fall back out again. We can sink without a trace. I never worked it out such a way that you were all up. Such a way you always took them. Such a way you cut me to the quick. Did some absence makes the heart go. 'cause my singing has gone flat out of key. Oh, I've been down in the bed, crawl back out and back in again. You better smile, that's all that you've got left. Your life's a mess, you've been cut adrift. 'Cause when the shit hits the fan, you know I've always been also right. Please, please understand. You sang the day before yesterday's mine. The day before yesterday. You take yourself too seriously. Take your feet off the gas for a while. For a while. My love for you is bigger than Everest, baby. You're the best, and your love for me is an afterthought, baby. What we did last summer, I want to stay in that place. What we did last summer, I want to stay in that place. Stay in that place. I'm not too good at disguising all my frailties. Get me when I'm least expecting. They threaten to derail me. What I'm needing. Can you give it to me? Can you give it to me? With something to believe in, somewhere I can put my faith. With something to believe in, somewhere I can put
Well, that's it. I hope that this inspires you to check out the music of the Supernaturals. Their major label stuff can be found out in the wild. But if you want to get their early material and their later material, then go to the Bandcamp link here. It's just so much great music. You can even skip through the albums to see which ones that you want to invest your time in. I say what you should do is you should invest in all of them. There, that's easy. No questions asked. Just buy it all. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.